Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening. The Honorable Datuk Seri Diraja Dr. Zambry Abd Kadir, Minister of Higher Education. The Honorable Datuk Dr. Anisi bin Ibrahim, Secretary General, Ministry of Higher Education. The Honorable Datuk Professor Dr. Azlinda Azman, Director General, Department of Higher Education. Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, Chargé d'Affaires and Mission Representatives, Heads of Departments and Agencies under the Ministry of Higher Education, distinguished leaders of Quality Assurance Agencies, Vice Chancellor, Presidents and CEOs of universities, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Presidents Forum 2025, held in conjunction with the Festival of Ideas PUTRAJAYA 2025. On behalf of the Malaysian Qualifications Agency, MQA, it is our distinct honor to extend a warm welcome to all distinguished guests this evening, especially the Honorable Minister of Higher Education Malaysia, together with senior officials from the Ministry of Higher Education, international quality assurance leaders, esteemed ambassadors, representatives of embassies, MQA Award receivers 2025, and all invited guests. This year, we are proud to host over 100 participants representing 18 countries, including Japan, Zambia, Philippines, Timor-Leste, Kazakhstan, Somalia, Sudan, Russia, Libya, United States, South Africa, Scotland, Cambodia, Oman, Germany, Thailand, and Indonesia. It is indeed inspiring to witness such a diverse and dynamic representation, bringing together quality assurance leaders, policymakers, and strategic partners, all united under the theme, elevating trust in qualifications, mobility, recognitions, and assurance in a connected world. Earlier today, we held the Pre-Council Presidents Forum at the Mercu MK in Cyberjaya, a strategic dialogue session that brought together international delegates to share perspectives on key sub-themes of mobility, recognitions, and collaboration. The discussions and insights from the Pre-Council serve as a continuation and foundation for this evening's forum, where ideas and reflections gathered throughout the day will be elevated, chaired by the Honorable Minister of Higher Education. To begin the session, it is now my great pleasure to invite the Honorable Datuk Professor Dr. Muhammad Shatta bin Sabran, Chief Executive Officer of the Malaysian Qualifications Agency, to share his reflections on the earlier discussions. Following Datuk's sharing, we will then proceed with the sharing and discussion session led by the Honorable Minister of Higher Education. Over to you, Datuk Shatta.
Thank you, Ms. Shahira, our MC for today. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri, the Minister of Higher Education of Malaysia, top management of higher education, ladies and gentlemen. So as been mentioned by MC just now, this morning we had a meeting with all the quality assurance that are coming today. So during the meeting, we have identified 4 clusters that we discussed. Next slide, please. These are the 4 clusters that we discussed this morning among us. So number 1 is mobility beyond borders, recognition, a digital era, quality assurance through collaboration, and building a trust ecosystem. So during the 2 hours discussion, we have brainstorming. We came up with several ideas and views and perception about the way forward and how the quality assurance is going to be look like in the future. So in terms of mobility beyond borders, we are thinking about there is a need to harmonize quality standards and framework to produce same standard of graduate to facilitate mobility. So once we harmonize this standard, it's a lot easier for our students to mobilize from one country to another country, and also for the purpose of credit transfer. So we were also talking about common register on all qualification, because nowadays is somehow we have difficulty when students coming from different part of the world, they want to get a job and so on, they need to refer to the home where they are, to the home place where they got the degree or the certification. But through this one, just simply click the button, then we can see whether the certificate is genuine, valid, and so on. We also talk about the recognition in the digital era. So this one we were focusing on micro-credential. So during this meeting, we did agree that in the future, micro-credential is the way forward, and we do believe that in the future, people might not want to spend like few years at the university, so they will want to get the certificate in the education, but micro-credential will provide them the pathway. And also, when we have that facilities, and we can encourage mobility. We were thinking about having virtual mobilities, no longer having physical, because when we have the physical mobility, it probably costs us a lot. So by having the virtual mobility and allowing credit transfer, that will be a lot easier for the student to move around all over the world. And the cluster 3 that we were discussing this morning, quality assurance through collaboration, we do believe that nobody can stand alone, nobody can work in silo now. So that's why we really love to have the mutual recognition, so that when we have this mutual recognition, there is no problem whatsoever in the future when students coming from different part of the world to get the certification and recognition from their home country. And also we also talk about the benchmarking, so that our quality and our standard will be accepted by the rest of the world. And the last one that we were talking about, building a trust and ecosystem, this one we're talking about mutual recognition. So after juggling all this issue and everything, so we agreed at the end we would like to propose 3 motions for this meeting and for this forum. Next slide, please. So these are the PUTRAJAYA motion that we will declare. PUTRAJAYA motion in conjunction with the Festival of Idea that's going to take place on the 4th and 8th November this year. So number 1 is forming thematic focus group. Yeah, so what we are talking about, this one is establishing focus group on emerging topics such as micro-credential, because now we try to see differently how we measure quality. So then also how we're going to assess them. So by having this thematic will be a lot easier. So micro-credential is the thing that's popping up now. It's getting more popular. I think based on what GCC was saying, all the GCC countries, they are looking forward about micro-credential, and the same thing with the rest of the world. And promoting the sharing of experience, technologies, advancement, and quality assurance updates. This one, so that we are always at par from each other. So we are checking from one another so that the quality is always at the same level. And global register is equivalent to MQR here in Malaysia, so that when we have this register, everybody in the world, when they want to check the validity or the legitimate of the certificate, they can go to this system and they click the button, they know whether this one is fake or original or genuine. So that's what we are talking about. And once we have that, it also will encourage the mobility. And the last one is mutual recognition and referencing. So one new thing, we do have the mutual recognition in terms of the conventional education, but for this one, we would like to have another one, mutual recognition for ODL, because we do know that some countries do not accept ODL, but majority will still believe that. So we would like to have mutual recognition in terms of ODL. Once this one being implemented, then will be easier for students. You know, like we have somebody from South Africa, and it's very difficult to send students from Malaysia to South Africa, but having ODL, there will be a lot easier. So we would like to have also mutual recognition on for ODL. Strengthening peer review mechanism. This one, who audit the auditors? So a lot of people say who audit us. So by having this one, when we have the peer review, MQA will be evaluated by other agencies from different parts of the world. By doing that, we can ensure our standard is always at the level where it's being accepted by the global. Intensify effort to combat bogus accreditation and fraudulent qualification. This is the one that's happening for the last few years. I think last year when we had this forum in Kuching 2024, this issue also being popped up, and then the same thing this year. So we hope that by having this mutual recognition and referencing, we can somehow minimize the issue. And the last one, harmonizing QA standard and framework, so that it's easier for us to have the student mobility, credit transfer, and so on. YB Datuk Seri, these are the motion that we were discussing this morning. So we would like to let this forum handled by you, and then maybe you can share some of your aspiration as the Minister of Higher Education, and after that we can leave to the floor for Q&A. YB Datuk Seri, silakan.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and salam sejahtera, and very good evening. Sorry evening though. Thank you very much, Professor Shatar. We have here with us, probably some of you cannot recognize certain faces here. So we have our Secretary Generals here, Dr. Anisi, and we have our Director General of Higher Education. I suppose you already recognize the most famous one, Professor Zaini Ujang here. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, first of all, I would like to extend our appreciation to all of you for being here since morning. I'm so sorry I couldn't join you in the early sessions because of I have a lot of commitment today. I was in Kedah this morning, and I have to fly back coming. Then I got to rush to another meeting just now. And right after that, got to come here, and then right after this, I got to go for another meeting. So that's how politicians work. So no complaint. Well, let me take this opportunity as well just to congratulate our MQAs, agencies, for bringing all of you here. And indeed, this is a very important area that we need to work together, especially the new realities that we are facing, including the rapid transformations driven by globalizations, digitalizations, and the evolving workforce. They are very much needed now in our market. But as such, we have one of the major obstacles, I would say, due to the recognitions of our qualifications or degree, so to speak. As for countries and country for countries, you will have different set of assessment. So, of course, generally, we don't have, in the case of Malaysia, for example, we don't have much problems. Still, we can find some of the problems when we bring our Malaysian qualifications system to certain countries. I don't have to mention which countries they are, but you all know which countries, especially in certain area of studies as well. So what you have discussed as I gone through, and then you come up with your PUTRAJAYA motions. It should be PUTRAJAYA instead of motion is quite kind of an initiative or proposals to the government to look into the three main areas that your initiative forming the thematic global register and mutual recognition. But it's very important for at the end of the day we want to see how all of us here can work together and to come up with one system that everybody is the system that is recognizable in each country. So I hope we'll be able to find it. I know there are issues that we need to address together because this kind of issues we cannot do it alone. We need to have more collaborative efforts. We need to have to be more inclusive and forward-looking. As you all know, as I mentioned just now, the reality we are facing today is totally different. It's a rapid transformations in the world of education. The education itself is being unbundled already. You cannot simply define education based on your scrolls. For example, you have here in the micro credentials area and some technical studies which don't really require for you to have your proper scrolls, so to speak. So I think there are a lot of things that we need to work together. In the context of ASEAN now, we have been working closely with our counterparts, all the members of ASEAN. Recently, so we had our ASEAN's higher education ministers meeting in Langkawi. One of the issues we address is on this issue, the mutual recognition. For ASEAN generally, we didn't have that problem. But if you go region by region, there seems to be some problems. For example, let me cite an example of our technicals graduate in the field of engineering. As you all know, some universities like UTM, where Dr. Zaini come from, the quality of the universities is quite high generally, because it's one of the top world ranking. But when you go to certain countries, the degree is not recognized. That's one of the major issues we are facing. It all depends. Some of the countries, they don't have the system called MQA, like agencies, because they all depend on the universities or in the institutions that will look individually on the qualifications of each university or the institutions. So let me stop there. Probably you need to pose some question to me. If I can answer, I have all the experts here, all my bosses here. So probably I'm here to facilitate the issues, the hundreds of issues, if there are or there is. So let us open up now for our engagement. Can I stop there just to start our? Do you need more discussion? I open up for you. Probably you have some ideas, some proposals to make to our government as well as to our ASEAN members. Please
Thank you, the Honourable Minister. Now we would like to open the floor for a Q&A session. You can briefly introduce your name and organization, followed by your questions, please.
I know, I suppose you must be tired already. You have all discussed so much. I think you must have covered, otherwise you don't come up with your PUTRAJAYA motions. Initiative. Yeah, we call it the PUTRAJAYA initiative. I think it's quite comprehensive. Your Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And I really appreciate this gathering, and thank you for inviting us to share some of our, I wouldn't say experience, but some more interest, mainly regarding medical student education. And I find it, there is two things regarding our students. One part is the age. And this is not only limited to foreign students, but even for Malaysian students. But sometimes there is a discrepancy. Some students graduated in their 17-year-old. They will not be admitted to study medicine because there is a certain age limitation as far as admission in the Malaysian. Secondly, students who finish their medical education here in Malaysia, they do not get the chance to complete their training within the Malaysian medical or hospitals. And even if they did their training outside in countries that may admit that or accept that, this type of training is not recognized by the Malaysian qualifications. So this is one of the major concern, that we feel like we have a large number of students who want to study medicine in Malaysia, and we can, I think there is a possibility to improvise something. Like in Sudan, for example, we are very liberal. Our hospitals are open, we don't have such limitation. So we can make some kind of program where a student can start their education, medical education. They can have training in Sudan, both Malaysian and Sudanese, and any student from other nationalities. that one of the things that is maybe we consider.
Well,
Thanks.
on your first question, as far as the age groups is concerned, especially you are talking about the limitations of the age for this. Coming from some countries, maybe at the age of 17 they can already enter university. I think in Malaysia it's going to be. We have been very flexible in that. It all depends on your qualifications. Either if you are coming from international, which is something equivalent to, for example, IB, or anything equivalent to it, as far as the MQA is recognize your qualification, I don't foresee any problems whatsoever. However, if you have any problems with regard to certain age, factors, you can refer to us, because I know for a fact that there are some students who are rather brilliant. We had a case, for example, recently in that he is quite he's a real risky, real brilliant at the age of 12. So based on our policy, normally we don't allow students at that age to enter university, but this is something very special, So I asked the university, why you have to be too strict to your requirement, because you know for the fact that this boy is a rather brilliant boy, so you should open up for them. So finally, even the University of Malaya has opened up for that kind of students. So to us, as far as each is concerned, provided that he got his qualification, there should not be any problem whatsoever. And with regard to your second point, so this is one of the issues that being often brought up to our attentions. One for the fact that this is sometimes very difficult for us to facilitate the numbers, the right numbers, due to our limited places available for the trainings. But we have been working also with other. That's why, especially for the private university, private universities, and they have these courses, but some they don't provide with their own teaching hospitals. So what we encourage them to do is to, when they propose to have medics, studies, they have to also come along with their teaching.
IMU, Sunway,
No, we have, it's good numbers. They're quite IMU, MSU, and Sunway. Masa also. It's been working that. But of course, we have. In fact, we've been encouraging them to come to have at least, certain numbers of at least beds, about 200 or 300 numbers. So some of the university, if they are really serious to be into it, they have to do it. But also, we find a ways. Also, in fact, I mentioned to EMJS and to MQA to work out. We understand the problems they are facing, especially for students from overseas. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Just to add a little bit in terms of the age, as what been mentioned by the Minister of Higher Education, at MQA we are very flexible, but we need to have some sort of agreement, consensus between the accreditation body here and the other side. So I think we have been working with Libya. For example, they have, because Libya policy, basically they want the offered letter to be issued under the umbrella of bachelor degree. But in terms of the age, they cannot meet the age requirements. So what we are doing here, we are willing to issue, and we have been working with the university and also EMJS, we are willing to issue the offer letter, bachelor degree in communication, but instead of 4 years, we're going to say it 5 years. The other year is basically we are going to consider as foundation. But in the letter, it's not going to be mentioned foundation, because it's not going to be allowed by the sponsor. In terms of the medical, of course, we are MQA, we can deal directly with the non-professional program. Medical is one of the things being under the governance of medical, MMC, so everything that being, rules under them. For example, the age for medical program here, the age is 18. So if there is any request, as MQA, we can facilitate a discussion between MQA and also MMC. But they come up with their own rules and regulation. Thank you very much.
Young man.
Thank you, Datuk Seri Ministry of Higher Education, Dr. Zambry, and Dr. Shatter to invite us. Your esteemed team, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank again Dr. Shatter for his presentation, and Dr. Zambry about how he explained ministry, where he staying in Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Higher Education. He always, mashallah, encourage his team to more active. First of all, I have one question about mobility beyond borders. So, and my academic chair, he has, I think, one question or two. But for me, just I want to ask, what's the possibility areas of cooperation between MQA and other countries, especially development countries? So can we explain more for us how it will be to improve our qualifications?
Let me quickly answer that. In fact, in detail, Professor Shatar can add further. The most important thing, as far as the government is concerned, G2G, cooperations, I think we can build up this. In fact, as Your Excellencies knows how we've been working, trying to work with your government as well, especially in the process of reconstruction of the country. And Malaysia, through our foreign ministry, we have been working closely with certain countries to work together with them, especially with the respective governments, so that we have to focus into what actually they want and which area that they are looking into. And through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as well as with us, we will tailor towards what and numbers for the area that we really want. As we all know that now, so when you talk about micro-credentials or any technical studies, and in fact, we also have our MTON, Malaysian Technical University Network. There are all possibles for us to work together, especially with those countries with under the South-South cooperation, and also OICs furthermore. So we are looking forward actually to work closely, to work cohesively, so that we can identify which area of collaborations in the form of certain area of study that you really want to work with, or you really want to send your students here. So we can come forward. And last time, also, as you are aware, I promised I wanted to visit Libya for numbers of times, but due to certain, I don't know, somehow some hindrances here and there. But eventually we will visit, because we see you as part of very close country to Malaysia. So we need to work together, and that also applies to all of you in the area of studies, whatever you want to do. So in fact, the Prime Minister's already mentioned to look into, for the reconstruction purposes, in Syria, even to a certain extent countries like Afghanistan, and countries like Iraq. I was in Iraq recently, a few months back. People said you have to be careful, but I don't think you need to be careful going there, because it gives you a different perspective altogether. The way how they conduct their everyday life, people's movements seamlessly, no trouble at all. We hope that I hope the country, the situation in the country as of now, will be prevailed, in terms of how people's, that also applies to your country, I think.
Thank you, Excellency, for inviting us for this, prestigious forum. I really want to add something what Excellency Mr. Mohammed said. We are very keen, really, to enhancing this collaboration. As you know, we as a Libyan, we send a lot of students to Malaysia to study here for all universities. Now my government really, they are looking for another policy. But I think mobility beyond the border is the most important for us now. They try to encouraging the institutes in Libya to collaborate with Malaysian universities, and really we do some work, but we ask and thank you for MQA Director Datuk Seri. He gave us good support and really give us some zero MOU draft. We already we sent it to Libya. They are looking for this to be signed soon. I think this will be the gate for this collaboration, because we are sending a lot of students, but this program as a mobility will give good benefit for our institute in Libya, so will be the benefit from this quality education. And I think this is one of the important program we are going to support, I think, in the beginning of the next year. This is what my government now, they are working their strategy education, for strategic education. So I think this is very important for us. We need the support from the Ministry of Education from Malaysia here, and also we need the support of MQA. And I promise for Datuk Seri, I'm going to work for this to be, I think, sooner in the beginning of the year, to be, I think we try to sign this MQA to enhancing this program. And it's really very important for our institute. And this is one of the target of my government, I think, for the next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello, Minister. My name's Michael Coetzee, and I'm with the Scottish Qualifications Authority. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge how supportive MQA have been to working with us. Today, as part of the earlier discussion, we spoke about qualification frameworks and working together to create mutual recognition. So my question is, what outcomes would you most like to see for learners and employers once the frameworks begin to align? Shall I say again?
Last one, the last part.
Okay. Yes. The Scottish accent is quite strong, so I have to speak slowly, and I do apologise. Yeah, perhaps subtitles in future for me would help. My question is, when we start to work together on mutual recognition of frameworks, what outcomes would you most like to see for learners and employers once that's achieved?
I pick up some of these questions now. That's why I wanted to ask him about the collaboration between SQA and MQA. So, of course, that's very important because, Scottish-based or British-based system is pretty much similar with our system here. So what you need to do probably is to look further, especially in the area of the mutual recognition. I would look into the area how we can collaborate. It's not only between your SQA and our MQA, but whatever collaboration that we have set up already with our side and your side, if we can bring all those components together so that they also can recognize our side in a way. This is they call the nexus way of working in a collaborative manner, where some of the collaborations apart, they may not come directly through our MQA, but they go through you. But if you're basing on your system, they recognize you, and probably by using that, they can also recognize our MQA as well. Let me start with an example of a country, maybe some Middle Eastern countries. Yeah, I don't want to name the countries, but some of the countries, they are working pretty well with your side, the SQA. They are okay with SQA, and also their countries already recognize your SQA, but not MQA. So I think if we can, through this way, between SQA and MQA, since you already form your understanding and recognitions, if we can make use of whatever networking that you have built with the rest of the countries around the world, and here also they have, then we can merge together, and then we set up this, that we can create even better and bigger networking of recognitions among us. So I would like to look into this more than having our mutual recognition and referencing by looking into the collaboration between the two countries. If we can open up through that way, because you are very strong in your way, Scottish, maybe you have your own way, and then also we have also US system and other countries as well. So this is the way I think I'm looking forward to go beyond this understanding today. This is I think another issue is, I think we did discuss this on to combat the issues of the fake cert and all to combat these buggers. This is a very serious issue. I've been saying this since my elevations as a Minister of Higher Education. I told members, especially to our Secretary Generals and as well as the Director Generals, to really look into this issue seriously, because now we have peoples out there. There are some crazy peoples out there. They would love to carry with them with all the Professor, Datuk Seri Dr. But when you check the cert, you find out it's actually they have bought that degree from somewhere. They said that they are they graduate from Scotland, for example. How do you check that? So we have to increase our collaborations as well as the system. In Malaysia, we have been trying to work on it, following our meeting last year, right? It was last year in Sarawak. So they are now develop a system. Hopefully they will launch it soon. If not this year, maybe early next year, the system. So at least we can just check among each other. For example, EMJS here, they have EMJS. They can also explain to us a bit how they develop the system. to work with the respective countries. That's Sharif.
Oh yeah, thank you, Datuk Seri, Chairman, and Your Excellencies. So just to expound on what Your Honourable Minister mentioned just now, yes, EMJS is working on a way to validate, dubious certifications using blockchain technology. So right now we are working on establishing the backend where the applications from the students from different countries will be automatically validated using advanced technology. At the same time, we'll integrate it with artificial intelligence as well.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. My name is Innocent Gumbuchuma. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for South African Qualifications Authority. And thank you for bringing this very important topic. And for the responses as well about the digitalization solution to fair qualifications. However, I would want to know, my institution last year obviously signed a recognition agreement with Malaysian Qualification Agency, but from a policy and technology and governance standpoint, how ready are Malaysian higher education institutions, of course working with the MQA, to establish a secure real-time digital connection with, for example, all the other quality frameworks, as we are talking that it's going to be a network, but to ensure that cross-border credential verification and what safeguards will address the protection of data, like here PDPA, and all the other countries have got these acts for data, so that we have those covered for consent, data minimization, and so forth. So that's where my question is on. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
I think to answer that, because this is the experts, including Shahri just now, he was talking about the blockchain system, especially for the data protection. Whenever you want, for example, you are applying to other countries to come here to study here, so there must be ways of processing your degree, for example, or your qualifications prior to your studies here. So exactly what they've been doing, because this is a great concern to us, because as Malaysia, expanding to our international students to come and enroll here, therefore we need to really look into the system. So for now, we've been working with China. China has been working closely with us, and also that will apply to other countries. So this one, and then the second point is that we need to work through G2G as well. My Prime Minister is coming to South Africa next month. Yeah, it's going to be another 2 weeks from now. So I hope probably these issues of how to have our MOU, to have a kind of initial understanding between the two countries can be signed out. I will inform. In fact, I can tell our Foreign Ministry's office probably to look into that. But I'm not sure whether we already signed with your side or not, as far as the education's MOUs is concerned. But we subjects to our, if we have, because in many countries actually here, we already have, but the only thing is that some already lapsed after certain years, therefore we need to really look into that, and probably we need to sign again for our understanding for the next 5 to 10 years. So I will look into that. So especially in this new era, it's not simply based on normal MOU where you have to just sign, but you need also to go into certain details, especially about the issues you mentioned just now. For some people, they want to share the data. Data protection is very important. So we'll take that into account as well. Thank you.
Honored Minister, nice to meet you. I'm from FIBA, the Foundation for International Business Administration Accreditation based in Germany, and I'm very honored because today we're going to exchange the MOU. I just have a question with regard to the internationalization of universities. What are the short-term and long-term objectives Malaysia has in this regard?
There are short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Well, as far as our internationalization is concerned, we are not only bringing students to come and study in Malaysia, thanks to the right policy of education and the trust and confidence we have from our overseas students, therefore they come here. We also want to have numbers of international universities. You have in Germany, for example, you have a very good institutions of higher learning. I know it is state-based. Though it's state-based, many of them are actually such a very prominent one. I visited Germany. Was not sure whether during my time as a foreign minister or I think where was that? When I was a higher education minister, I wanted to see Germany models, especially in the technical studies. You have achieved certain levels of qualities where the countries really need in terms of scaling up our curriculums as well as the program that you have been introducing all this. So in fact, some of our Malaysian technical universities also have been working closely with your universities around. So I want to see more collaborations between German's institutions and with our Malaysian technical universities network. We have also some vice chancellors as well as the directors of polytechnics here. If you can focus into this area, we probably all my bosses here, they are here. Probably they can also discuss with you further, and you can also introduce what a new area, especially with the new area, the emerging disciplines that we need to explore for Malaysia. Thank you. Did I answer your question? Thanks. Suppose you don't have anything. Thanks once again for having this very brief conversation with all of you. I must also extend my appreciation once again to Professor Shatar and to all of you for being here since this morning and until this very moment. We hope we'll be able to meet again. I suppose many of you are living here, some of the ambassadors. We are quite familiar to each other. We always meet from time to time. If you have any problem, any queries, please don't hesitate to come and talk to us. We have all the great guys here around. Professor Zaini, for example, now he is the chairman of MQA. Formerly was Secretary General of the Ministry, just last year, this year. Right after his retirement, he went around the world for 300 days lectures in 15 countries,
40 places.
In 40 places. You went to Germany as well? Yeah, I went to Germany. You went to Germany. And, well, I think... Okay, please, if you want to.
Thank you, Datuk Seri. I think one thing that I think we need to pick up based on what the Minister of Higher Education came up with, we never thought about this morning, even though we had discussion for about 2 hours about this mutual recognition. The one that we discussed this morning is the mutual recognition between 2 agencies, But what YPM was suggesting to us, let's say, for example, like MQA, we do have our friend here, and also Scotland, you have your friend. So when we say mutual recognition, we take all of our friends together. So that is something that I think is a very brilliant idea. Then if we can work that one, it's a lot easier. So that instead of having MOU for every single of them, we just take one, the head, and then the rest will follow. I think maybe that one we can think about it, and then we can follow up after that. Thank you, Datuk Seri, for your excellent ideas. We never thought about that this morning. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really love to hear that.
Minister, thank you for your presence today. I know that you are super busy these days, this week in particular. We appreciate your presence.
Almost every day.
This week, in particular.
He knows my, he used to work with me last.
So we appreciate really your presence here. There are 2 things that what MQA is now trying to do. Hopefully by next year we can firm up this. One is the certification or certified accreditation professionals. Often in many universities, no one assigned proper, and there is no career track for professors or lecturers interested on accreditation. So they take it as a part-time job. While assigned to do accreditation, they do it. Therefore, we think in Malaysia, we want to initiate this. I've been talking to our colleagues from Scotland. Hopefully that we can firm up on this. By next year, Yang Berhormat, as I mentioned to you many times, we are going to have a paper for the certification program for accreditation professionals. So professors can be experts in their field, or they can be academic administrator, or some of them would like to venture into accreditation programs. So they can be professional, and they can be worldwide in terms of their services. Second is on credit bank for our micro-credentials. We have to plan ahead. Where are they registering? Say, for example, if I take every semester I take one micro-credential online or in person, so I have to deposit the credit so that at the end of the day I have accreditations for the micro-credential. So MQA, inshallah, as you mentioned earlier, last year we start talking about this. The credit bank is to be started in Malaysia, so that's a big thing from MQA. For information, so that when we engage with all of you later, you know that these 2 initiatives that we are now very seriously considering to implement soon. Thank you, Mbama.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Zaini. And I've gone through the list of participants today. I noticed numbers of our members here are from Timor-Leste. Can I hear Timor-Leste? How many of you? Berapa orang? 3 of you. Yeah. So I would like to call all of you to give a round of applause to our new members of Timor-Leste. They are our new family members of ASEAN, officially minted recently in the last 2 days. So welcome, and then we are very proud to have you in, and we hope we'll be able to work together. If you have any issues, any problem whatsoever, our hand is always there. Please come forwards. And then we've been working closely with Timor-Leste. I must also say that it's part of our efforts also to bring all ASEAN members together. And now finally we have another members that will add up to 11 ASEAN members. So to Malaste, now you are officially part of us, part of the family members. Terima kasih. You want to say something?
I thank you, Excellency. It is honorable to have you today in this event, and thank you so much for the greeting. Actually, we are very happy to be part of ASEAN member and be a big family. So we have a briefly discussion this morning. We learn a lot from the different agency of qualification. So this is really an opportunity for us to share our resources and mobilization for developing the quality assurance agency in each prospective country. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Do you speak Indonesian as well? Do you speak Indonesian?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good of them. Speak Indonesian. They speak Portuguese. They speak English. How many languages do you speak?
We have 4 languages actually.
Portuguese, English.
Yeah, it's English and Melayu we consider as a working language.
Yeah, working language, but you speak the languages. This is good. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take this opportunity once again to express my gratitude for being here, and also to Professor Shatar for organizing these meetings. We hope something will be fruitful and that the outcomes of this meeting will be materialized through our further collaborations. So with that, I thank you very much.
Thank you, the Honourable Minister, for your inspiring leadership and for sharing your vision for advancing global trust and collaboration in higher education. So now, as part of this evening's event, we will proceed with the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between MQA and its international partners, the Foundation for International Business Administration Accreditation, Germany, and the National Agency for Academic Assessment and Accreditation, Timor-Leste. May I now invite our distinguished signatories to the front, the Honourable Datuk Professor Dr. Muhammad Shatta bin Sabran, Chief Executive Officer of the Malaysian Qualifications Agency, and Dr. Nina from Foundation for International Business Administration Accreditation, FIBA, Germany.